Yeah. But I still
Is what
haven't
I
seen
want to
a heavy
say.
mech army against the Zerg yet, and it'll be interesting to see how well the Infestor really pans out. Um, Either way, though, it's getting interesting. We'll see how it goes. But right now, I think Protoss and Zerg both need work, and we'll see what happens with the new expansion.
Yeah. I mean, the expansion is what, a year off? Is that correct?
That sounds right, but it's hard to tell because they actually
Yeah.
haven't given us a date.
Like,
But see that they've spawned at cross positions.
yeah.
Bird Kicker is in the 12 o'clock, spawning as our Zerg from Standard Gaming. Actually, and I want to say that Bird Kicker was at one time on old generation Dota, but I think I'm incorrect.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
Yeah.
um, Bird Kicker is like not very old. Um, and on the other side we have Fan for Binary Gaming. And
And
like I was saying earlier, like I think currently I honestly think Protoss is at the absolute worst race right now. Um, I'm sure there are people who disagree with that, but I'm pretty sure most of the pros agree with that statement.
but
Um,
I would also say I agree with Idra in the sense that most Protoss players aren't playing the way they need to. Most of them have set builds where it's like, okay, I'm going to do 7 gates or I'm going to do 3 gate robo. Like no other race has that anymore. Zerg is reactionary. You know, basically the only two buildings that are going to be timed are your hatchery and your pool. That's it. You don't sit there and go at this supply I'm going to make a roach warren and at this supply I'm going to do this. Like it's
well,
not
no,
like that.
Protoss is, I don't think they per se do that anymore, but like I feel like the limitation is um sort of the buildings themselves, and also like kind of how good certain units are, like ghosts and infestors. Like I feel like Blizzard nerfed the wrong part of the infestor, if that even makes sense. Um, and like it's just really hard to deal with. And Fan is going to be scouting in here. It does see the spawning pool. I'm going to continue talking
Well,
about balance
dude,
because
I
there's
gotta.
nothing to
I
talk
have to
about
disagree with that
in this
because
game.
people complain about the infestor, but then they don't make the unit that counters it. High Templar
don't counter
take care of.
infestors, trust me.
They absolutely do.
No, they
They
don't.
one-shot them with feedback.
Like High Templar, like if you think about it, infestors will area affect Templar nearly 100% of the time, and I have to individually feedback all the infestors. Like out of the spells,
No, you don't. You hold shift and hit F. That's all you
I
have
mean,
to
the
do.
infestors will catch the Templar way before. Like it just
Well,
doesn't
first
work
off,
out that way.
Zerg players get told the exact same thing for not spreading out their army. And so if
I
somebody's
mean,
going to ball up
Templar
their
is too
units, they deserve to be
slow. Like
punished.
even if you spread them out, it's just not ideal to spread Templar out like that.
Dude,
I I
I feel no sympathy.
yeah.
Look at the Hydralisk.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, Hydralisks are a bad unit.
They're horrible, and they
Um,
can almost never be used unless it's like an all-in cheese. And then the thing about that is there's no going back once you've made Hydras.
I mean, okay,
It's like,
Hydralisks are. All right, I'm not gonna say it's bad unit. I can't. You can't say that about Hydralisk. But Hydralisks are good in certain situations, and
in about 2 situations, I
the
would say.
Templar are just not good enough in comparison to other stuff.
I still think Templar are pretty damn good, and especially with the ability to change them in the Archons, because Archons are excellent right now. I just think that Protoss players are lazy right now with their micro. They don't want to split up their army. Every time I watch Protoss players with high numbers of High Templar, they keep them balled up against the Zerg, and then they get angry when they get fed, or then they get fungal growth. But the thing
Well, I
is,
mean,
also,
Templar.
there's so many
I've actually
times.
never seen Templar get fungal growth. I just imagine it, but like somehow, it just doesn't matter. If they get fungal growth or not. Like fungals are just. It's like fungals are better than Storm, which doesn't make sense to me personally. And
Well, wait, that's not true, dude.
now
The
fungals
thing
are
about
definitely better
fungals
than
is
Storm.
Fungals have to be used in sequence, first off. Storms can be rapidly spammed, and they'll do sick damage to the units because there's a huge amount of damage that gets done, regardless if they sit under the storm. As soon as you do the initial storm, damage is being done. With a fungal, it's like you can kill off a shit ton of units, don't get me wrong, because you can also hold them in place. But they have to be sequenced. So it's like, if you're a Protoss player and part of your army gets fungaled, you know that there's more fungals that are going to come. So how you micro from those short amount of seconds, it matters.
Well, I mean,
But,
you just
like-
spam fungal. I mean, it's...
Yeah, but if you spam fungal, you're not going to kill them. Spamming fungal doesn't work.
No, you just said you have so many infestors. Like, it just... Infestors are pretty easy to get. Oh, I like this play from Fan trying to pick off that Overlord. I don't think he's actually going to get it.
No,
but
he's not.
He's going to be taking his natural expansion.
He
I
also
still
reveals
think-
it.
I think ghosts definitely need work. I think fungals are still too good. I think the fungal needs to allow the units to move slowly rather than fully stopped. Like, it's just, I don't know, holding down a Archon and holding down Colossus doesn't make sense to me for fungals. And then like,
It does to me, especially when you give the look at the rest of the Zerg army. Nothing but throwaway units, including Corruptors.
Broodlords are good, and
Broodlords,
recently-
you have to be on 5 base to get to Broodlord. There's no such thing as a 2-base Broodlord.
Destiny does
the
it
same way there's
all the
there's
time.
1-base Colossi.
Destiny is really good with it, and Destiny is right. The Zerg army
Destiny-
can play on par with Terran and
Yes,
Like, I
only
agree.
because of Mass Infestor. That's the only reason. And did you see Destiny's reaction when they went through with the Infestor
I
nerf?
mean, he's still doing it.
Yeah, but that's what you're missing. It's like, yeah, they can play on par with the Infestor. Without the Infestor, it's not even close.
I don't agree with what you're saying. I feel like you're just a little bit biased
How is it?
for Zerg.
How can you wait? No, dude.
Like, I see too many
how can
games.
you even
Okay,
say
my opinion comes from not as a player because I play like crap. Like, I love going carriers, and I'm always gonna do it. I don't really care. But when I watch games, like, I'm kind of tired of just watching Zerg and Terran. Actually, no, I'm more tired of just watching Terran, in general. And Fan is, speaking of Terran, playing pretty well as of this moment. We've actually completely ignored what they're doing, but hopefully you guys in
I've been showing it on the
have been
stream.
watching the production tab. We see Infestors on the way. Reactors coming up for a starport as well as that's a really late reactor on a starport. Anyways, Fan taking out the rocks over here. Third base coming up. That's an okay third base. I'd say it's a minute late. Hellions poking forward, looks like they will get a couple of Zerg kills. Urch is chasing after them, not going to be able to get the Hellions.
Pathogen Glands is about to finish up, and along with the rest of the upgrades.
Everything is pretty
So once he gets his
standard.
Infestors out, he'll be able to really start macroing towards the late game.
Cause like I know
And
Protoss
also
players
Spire
do
going.
spread now, but like carpet EMPs and carpet fungals just too good.
Carpet Storms are just as good. They just require a little micro with force fields.
Well, all the gas is going into Templar, so you're not gonna have enough for sentries at that point.
Well, depending on how many bases you're on.
I mean, you have to against Terran, you have to get it between 2 and 3 bases, maybe even at 2 base mark to deal with the
Ghosts.
Marine. Yeah, and well, mostly, I mean, you don't deal with ghosts, you just die to them. But because
I mean, Ghosts are just as effective versus
I mean,
Zerg.
ghosts are too. The EMP is just a little bit excessive because of how cheap ghosts are as of this moment.
Plus, Ghosts are also tough. I
And they
mean,
have so many
they're
spells,
great
it's
units
ridiculous.
regardless. I think that High Templar should be able to attack You know, just give them a short range,
But no,
just
that
like they
goes
had.
against everything
hero
Brood War
units.
was. Like I
Huh?
I don't know. I feel like that might be a solution, but that goes against everything that I think about Brood War. And sure it's a different game, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of Templar being able to attack. It's strange.
I mean, it's better than sitting there with a giant, massive army. Well, then again, you can at least morph in the Archons.
I mean, ghosts are too good. Snipe, and they have an attack. Like ghosts are.
Yeah, but here's what
tough.
you need to know
Like, how
about the
much health do they
Infestor.
have?
When Infestors get taken out, the Zerg army, it's so weak compared to what it was that it's almost like a rollover. If Infestors are taken out, that's
yeah,
it.
I mean, against Terran, yeah.
Against Protoss too.
Well, it depends on what
That's
you're
what.
going.
Lots of times you don't even need to worry about getting Infestors against Terran. A lot of Zergs still prefer the whole Ling, Baneling, Muta.
True.
This dropship's gonna be taken out here. Ooh, Blue Flame Hellions coming up
Trying
from the
to
low
save
ground
that
doing some
dropship,
serious
but it's not
damage.
gonna happen. Oh no, does Marine stay alive? He could fungal it again. I guess he doesn't realize they're there.
3 Blue Flame Hellions are about. Oh no, they're sitting there shooting a Spine Crawler.
Nice drop in the main by BNY. I like how we just like suddenly came back into this. BNY did a lot of damage in the main there. Broodlord's now on the way for Birdkicker. Off of 3 bases.
He just sniped the Spire. So those 5 Broodlords are the only Broodlords he'll be making for a while.
Birdkicker does have the gold base. BNY fan is actually doing a pretty good job of trying to keep up. Earlier I was saying how his starport was a little bit late. He's gonna need another one pretty soon.
Oh, he's sniping out some more tech. He's about to take out the Infestation Pit.
I think Birdkicker is falling apart a little here. I think the 2-pronged drop over there gave him a little bit of trouble. He does have that gold base. He hasn't sent any guys to mine over there. He should do that.
Oh my gosh. His Broodlords are out in the center alone. There's no army to back it up. The Marines could stem forward and wipe out all of
That's
them.
gonna possibly end this game.
Oh my, it's just a matter of scouting if he can see it.
See him.
Alright, there we go. Finally some Lings reinforcing, but still nowhere near the numbers he needs. And how many Vikings do we have? We don't have any Vikings out. So,
Like the starport, there's
and only one
starport.
single ghost.
He got that late. He had the reactor on late, so he's like still making medevacs out of it. He doesn't actually have too many medevacs out in the field right now. A couple of Marines are going to be moving over here. Looks like Birdkicker will be engaging a little bit. There's a lot of Sea Shanks, but the Marine count is actually pretty low.
Yeah, and Vikings finally being produced. This is his window right here. He needs to attack and do as much damage as he can. Oh, Marines stimming forward, sniping out the Broodlords.
And it looks like Birdkicker is going to be forced out of here.
Oh, he can't. Oh, finally the Infestor's
didn't
coming,
use
but
his
they're late to the
Infestors.
party.
I mean, Fan is still in a not so great position because he's only now making those Vikings. And if Birdkicker would please take another base.
Yeah, I think he also needs to crank out some more Harvesters. His saturation isn't as good as it should be. I don't know. He's in a really tough spot. The fact that 2 of his most important tech buildings were taken
really
out
don't like this load up
really
from,
delayed
Fan.
things.
He's moving up 2 medevacs towards the north side. If
Yep.
Birdkicker spots that, he can easily maneuver his Corruptors into position and take out basically 16 supply, and there are the Overlords in position to spot for that. And Birdkicker is not responding to that, so he's not watching his minimap hard enough. He might lose his Baneling's Nest. And there's a lot of tech over here that can get taken out. He's rallying units forward, and the double drop is going to be headed in here right now. He's going to be targeting down that Baneling's Nest and possibly go for the Infestation Pit. And here comes the response to the Zerglings finally wrapping around, and the Corruptors getting into position to take out both of those medevacs, and down goes the Baneling's Nest and the drop.
Yeah, losing the Baneling Nest,
Not a
I
big
mean,
deal.
it's a hell of a lot better than losing the Hive or the Infestation Pit. So that overall, that's not that big of a deal right now. Oh, look at all the Broodlords morphing in.
Yeah, so
We're
Fan
really getting
actually
that
had
late
a
game
little bit of
composition.
a window if he had some Vikings out, but as of this point, his Siege Tank line is pretty, is okay. He's getting out a couple of ghosts, so those will be able to snipe away and EMP and kill at everything.
Yeah, you know what the issue here is? Fan has 84 harvesters, and let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 4 orbitals, so he doesn't need anywhere near the amount of SCVs that he has right now. So his army should be a lot bigger. It's actually looking really small because of how spread out it is. So you know, and that gives Bird Kicker a really good position to attack.
Having a really good spread like this is actually a really good
absolutely.
idea. And here comes the push forward. And
but right now the issue is all these
Broodlords. And look at those spells going down. But it looks like the EMP hitting 2 of those infestors. 2 infestors still remaining with energy. Looks like the Broodlords are actually preventing those ghosts from moving forward. The Vikings doing some work.
He needs to be fungling and oh wow, the corruptor count is huge too.
It doesn't even matter about the fungals. He doesn't need to take out those Vikings with the fungals. He can save them for the 5 Marines that are out in the field. Oh no, the Broodlords were not covered. Bird Kicker had all of those Zerglings that could have covered for those Broodlords, but he did lose a bunch of those Broodlords just now, and it looks like his push will be delayed a little bit longer. Cloaking is on the way for the Ghost so that he can move forward and kill off those infestors or just EMP them. We'll see if that decides to occur. Bird Kicker finally taking another base. He needs to take his last base on his side of the map.
Yeah, he really does. The other thing is he keeps fueling with Zerglings, and I don't like that. I'd rather see him get out more tech-heavy units, even if it's roaches.
Yes. He also needs to maybe head for some Ultralisks, which are actually really good right now.
Oh, absolutely. The fact that they're now reinforcing when you can actually use them, it's huge. And look at this. Fan is really starting to kick in the macro. He's throwing up turrets all over the place to seal off the expansion. And we have one lone Broodlord here that might be moving in to take care of those turrets. Or not. Well, we still have a heavy Broodlord count. Well, how many do we have? We have 8 Broodlords out, 10 Corruptors, and 4 Infestors.
Really strong right now. A Terran army is, it just looks small to me. Probably because of the Harvesters, also because of how spread out it is.
Oh, the Vikings are in. Oh wow, one-shotting the Broodlords.
Forward, he needs to get those Infestors. Where are those Infestors? Where did they go? I actually don't see them.
I don't think he definitely has 4 Infestors on the field. I'm just not sure where they are.
What is going on? Where are those Infestors? I'm absolutely sure he did not lose those. They're in the main, just chilling out.
Oh no! Oh man, I can't believe the Infestors aren't in the army right now. Where are they?
He did lose those Broodlords once again, and this is what I was saying. He needed those tech switch ability to be able to switch into Ultralisks, and here comes the push forward. Looks like he will be able to catch
a ton of units getting surrounded.
Those Terran units. Looks like the Siege Tanks do siege up.
Oh no! Oh, jeez, he keeps missing opportunities. He should be moving in on those Siege Tanks. They're undefended right now. There's hardly any Marines. He could snipe those out so easily. And see now, oh, I hope he's not. Okay, here we go. 24 more Zerglings, and oh man, I don't know. I think he's giving him too much time to keep handling these waves, and meanwhile he's, look at all these mules dropping. 4 mules at once. I don't know. His economy's gonna kick in. He's gonna be able to reinforce. There's the 4 Infestors. Finally. Oh, and the Planetary's gonna finish.
Bird Kicker waited way too long. He could have tried to trade armies with the Terran player because he does have a huge bank. Not sure why he was being so cautious just now with those siege tanks. He could have busted in there and done a lot of damage. But here comes the push.
Oh, he needs to keep those Infestors with the Broodlords. And the Corruptors too. He has a ton of them. Wow.
Every single Broodlord. That is so bad.
Yep. Unfortunately, he just gave him way too much time. There's, wow, 7 more Broodlords on the way, but I'm just not sure how quickly Fan is going to be able to reinforce
Yeah.
compared to Bird
I feel
Kicker.
like Bird
And
Kicker
that's the
could've,
scary
like,
part.
smash into this once or twice, and Fan would be in a really awkward position in terms of trying to re-max his army. Nice.
Well, the good news is that he's working on that planetary with the, oh no, the Vikings
Where
are
are those
moving back
Corruptors?
in.
I feel like he should group the Corruptors.
It's really poor control going on right now from Bird Kicker. He needs to be sniping out and fungal
All
growthing
those
these
controls
units.
So bad, but it looks like he's gonna be able to crush in here real soon. He hasn't used a single fungal. He can actually lob it. He just waited too long. He got his Infestor's EMP just now, but I think he still has some energy left. All there are Sea Shanks. He just needs to.
He needs
I
to
don't know
kill
why
those
he's
siege
not
tanks. That's the
pushing
only
in and
reason.
killing off those Sea Shanks. I guess the stigma of Sea Shanks being so strong is just so ingrained in his mind that he doesn't want to try to bust that.
He's also so distracted that he's not re-macroing his army. Look at the supply and look at the larva count and the minerals he has. He can easily re-max, but he's just not doing it.
145 food, even though he has 5,000 minerals in the bank, and he's taking his 6, or is this a 6 base? So late without the gas here. Oh.
Well, no, that got sniped. That
I
got sniped
totally
via
missed
drops. But still, it's.
I mean, he's letting.
Well, I don't understand
He's letting
what the hell is
Fan
happening.
do whatever, essentially.
Yeah, Fan is progressing forward now, and he's taking map
I feel
control.
like he could have contained that so hard, but like the control is a little bit lagging.
The Zergling. Oh, and he's missing opportunities to swarm. And wow, now all these Corruptors are getting picked off, and now he's finally remacroing, but with Zerglings.
Early, 10 minutes ago, I would have said Bird Kicker's got this. Now, I'd say that Fan is won.
You know what? Oh man, I don't even know. And you know what? The other drop, he's destroyed so much tech. That's one of the issues. Bird Kicker can't even make the
Finally
units he
running through
needs.
with, Zerglings, but against Marine Sea Shank, Cloak the Ghost, no. He did smash through that army, but Fan is.
There's still so many ghosts left, and
Yeah.
I mean, look at Fan. Look at his spread right now. All these production facilities, and meanwhile, Fan's been taking care of Bird Kicker every chance he gets with these mini drops, sniping
How
out
is
important
Fan
tech.
Still nearly max. What units? All I see are ghosts. Where